Aston Villa 0, Newcastle United 0. Mixed emotions after that game. Buzzing to be back at Villa Park. Buzzing that we've been able to hold out and get a point and get a clean sheet. But not that impressed with the way we set up the team and the way in which we went about this game. For me, far too safe, far too conservative, and far too much of a containing job on Newcastle United. Now, you could argue that and go that, you know, first half they created loads of chances, so how could we have been safe and containing them? But I just felt like the way we set up, we just looked not to get beat. We looked like we just wanted to stick in there and just grow into it, and hopefully we'll grow it and we'll be able to make the substitutions. And it just wasn't great. I mean, I kind of liked the fact that we'd gone with Onana, Kamara and Tielemans, because that matches up the three of Newcastle United. But within that, what you're going to need then is you're going to need width from Digne, you're going to need width from Matty Cash and width from John McGinn, and we just didn't have it. It was all too central, all too narrow, and so many like nearly moments, but nearly moments of a nearly pass or a pass not executed well. I didn't think we looked that sharp, you know, those incisive passes that go through players like Rodgers on it, popping it off to Watkins, just wasn't sharp enough, and it was just a real frustration. Like, I'm probably being a little bit downbeat, a little bit negative, but why I'm feeling like this is I want Villa to grow, and I want Villa to push on and be better. And that performance today was a little bit like what we've seen before, a bit placid, a bit mellow, a bit flat, a bit just not as much excitement or pace and aggression. It was all just a bit, let's sit in, let's contain, let's compete, let's nullify Newcastle. But what about opening Newcastle up, attacking Newcastle, posing them massive amounts of problems? And I don't think we did that. And maybe Emery wanted to do that in the second half when we grew into it with substitutions. But for me, it was just a bit flat. And like I say, we didn't look sharp. Rodgers was miles off it. McGinn had a good game at times doing his defensive work, but again weren't the sharpest on it. Watkins, lack of the ball, really. You hardly seen it too much. And yeah, I thought midfield worked well. I thought Onana was combative.